came and added just a whole layer of good New Orleans flavor. And they were in the video and the whole bit. I mean, like, we came out and spent a day shooting a music video with them, like in our big, bright kids.
Oh yeah,
Your
jumpsuits.
Colors. Yes, we're in the coveralls, lights, everything's all bright and primary colors, and I got the Hot 8 brass band all day. It was great.
That must have been a blast.
We had so much fun. That was some of the chance to get New Orleans guys in the show was one of the best parts. In fact, I was seeing a thing the other night where I was watching Stanton Moore, the drummer, play this week, and I had a recollection that Stanton actually played on a Mover song. I'm not even sure he remembers, but he was visiting set one day with his daughter, and he just sat down on. We had like an electronic kit that he used to record stuff, and he sat down and added a bunch of awesome fills to a song, a classic called Robot Chase Song. So, one of Stanton Moore's credits, whether he likes it or not. So Andrew,
Yep.
you want to play some music? Are you ready?
I can play you a song. Can I ask you about your guitar real quick?
Yeah.
What kind of guitar is it?
It's funny. I was actually just. Do y'all know Andy? No, Kevin Speck, the guitar tech here in town. I've heard of him.
I don't.
He's over on by the Bayou. He does a lot of people's stuff. Anyway, I was visiting with him this week because I'm trying to improve my acoustic guitar sound through my PAs. We were actually analyzing my guitar, but it's a Cole Clark. It's an Australian company.
So I think. Did you get a deal from them of any sort?
Absolutely.
That's interesting because I recognized it from a buddy of mine has one. I think he's a musician in Mobile. I know he's a musician in Mobile.
You got a hook
but I
up.
think it's a Cole Clark. Yeah. So apparently, something like word to the wise. If you have so many Facebook followers, they'll really hook you up because not many people have heard of this guitar company.
Right.
So if you play in front of enough people, they'll give you a deal. Good to
Cole
know.
Clark is famed for, they've got some, and I've forgotten all the details, some great pickup technology.
Okay.
That it's two different mics combined, a bridge and something else, maybe whatever that other part is. And so it does sound great, but this is probably 10 years old. Our lawyer, way back in the early days of Movers, had a Cole Clark rep that did that same deal. But anyhow, it's very good guitar.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it sounds great.
I have a problem of breaking things. That's my reputation in my group. And so I had a beautiful Taylor guitar that about 4 years ago when we were on a bigger tour, we had like guitar techs and all this stuff. I turned Bruce Springsteen style and threw my guitar to the guitar tech. There's like a heavy mic pack on it, like a wireless receiver. So I misjudged and it went about 3 feet and crashed in a million pieces on stage in front of all the people.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it was mic, so it was like this huge, horrible noise. Yeah.
Well, that's hard to replicate.
I did that.
I hope you got it recorded.
Yeah, I'm sure it's somewhere.
I used to play in a band called The Villains back when I lived in upstate New York. They were a rockabilly band in the 90s.
Nice.
So just instant sensation because that was just hot at the time. And
Nice.
I played upright bass, and I would like smash my bass every show.
Oh, like,
I literally
Every show?
No, smash it. I had 2 basses, and one for Friday night, one for Saturday
seems
night.
impractical.
How does that work?
Elmer's wood glue.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you can. I mean, if in the mayhem of the show it didn't break into at the last song, I would always just grab the neck and just pop the neck right off the thing, and then
That's badass.
it was. I mean, you've seen people smash guitars on
Yeah,
stage.
but not
Imagine a guy smashing an upright bass on stage. It's a hit,
I'm shocked just hearing you describe it 20 years later.
and then you just throw it back together with Elmer's wood glue, and it's close enough for rock and roll.
Wow.
Yeah, so you had a plan. That's why you could do it.
Oh yeah.
You can make it work.
Well, and I had this Cadillac at the time. I had a 1980 Cadillac Coupe de Ville, and I had to get to the show. I'd put the bass in the back seat with the passenger seat forward.
Right.
You know, and then so if somebody rode with me, they'd have to sit like in the back seat, like
Yep.
with the neck in front of their face. But then on the ride home every show, I could just throw the thing in the trunk because I would always be leaving the show with the bass in 2 pieces.
Oh, yeah. It folds up.
Yeah, and if you walk up at the end of a show and you see a guy walking out with an upright bass broken too, you're like, I just missed the best show ever. I'm like, don't worry, I'll do it again tomorrow night.
I would think if you saw that, the upright bass in 2, you would think the bass player was in tears, just devastated.
Yeah, I know.
It's like another day at work, no big deal. Impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're technically our only guest today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, because we actually had another Blaze. We had another guest that was scheduled that maybe we'll wander in at some point. And then George is our musical guest, and Andrew's our co-host. And
Yeah.
So I'm going to hit you with a couple more questions if that's okay.
It's just it's a slow happy hour today. You know, sometimes people come in and you know, get a drink. By the way,
Do you want? Would you like another drink?
I actually was just thinking I was going to have another drink. Yeah.
I
And
saw it
by
in
the
your
way, it's
eyes.
perfect timing because executive producer Graham DePonte just showed up, so she might be able to help us out to get a drink. I'll have a green flash if you don't mind. Yeah, please.
I'll have the
Other
same
guest?
as this gentleman right here.
My
You
fault.
want to be our guest?
Yes.
Oh, right.
Let me be the
Oh,
waiter
yeah,
first.
wonderful.
What do I got?
Green flash sounds great to me.
I'll do the
I'm
same.
good. I already subtly
I'll get the
gestured.
40 Arpent that they got.
What?
40 Arpent.
Got it. I'll be
What's
back.
that? Tell us, bartender.
That's a brewery that's actually kind of close to my house. They're
Oh,
in
no
Araby.
shit.
Yeah. So like right on the other side of the parish line.
Wait a minute. Wait. What's it called?
40 Arpent.
It's close.
It's in Araby.
Right. Okay.
yeah.
Wow. No, I don't know. It's a local brewery I've never heard of. Okay.
Yeah, I've never heard of them before either.
I'm sure there's another 20 you haven't heard of. There's so
Yeah.
many local breweries now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
great.
Yeah, it is great.
My buddy was in a band called here in New Orleans 20 years ago called 80 Arpents. Arpent's some sort of.
I don't even know what an Arpent
It's
is.
like some kind of like really
Yeah, I
it's
don't
like
know.
real estate or like old-fashioned term like land or something.
Ah.
Okay.
Maybe someone out there in the world will know. But actually, it's good. It's good that we have you as our sole guest because you're interesting enough and you've got lots and lots of interesting details. For instance, can you please explain your wrestling history?
Oh Jesus.
Wrestling.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of
It's like having 5 guests in one.
It is. I've done a little bit of everything, but never gotten good at any of them. Now so actually back when I was living in upstate New York, I was in the band The Villains, and also at the same time I was an indie pro wrestler up there. There was there's a little wrestling school called Suplex U, and I'm not talking about like the sport that's in the Olympics. I'm talking about the performance that you see on Monday nights from WWE or WCW or whatever.
Sweet.
This is pro wrestling, backflips and
Yeah.
hiding a razor blade in your underwear.
Yeah.
And
What?
Did you do that?
Is that a thing?
yeah, that's the thing.
It's a thing?
Yeah, like when I don't know if you ever watch any pro wrestling, but a guy gets hit in the chair and then all of a sudden he's bleeding out of his
Right.
head like crazy. Yeah, he's hiding a razor blade in his underwear, and you just kind of cut yourself. I mean, just a little.
Ketchup packet. There's actual.
No, it's you just kind of give yourself a little cut on the forehead, and you gush all over the place. Let's see this little white spot right here?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
That's a permanent scar from a barbed wire match.
Nice, man.
So a match,
barbed wire.
a barbed wire match.
This is kind of I feel like
It was a late night. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just a segue, not even a segue. Keep going. But what I would say is, you're a bartender. You're listening to stories all the time, and now you're telling all of your stories, which are more interesting than the stories you usually probably
They
hear.
gotta be.
Not at all. Not at all. Everybody's story is.
But anyway, continue.
I'm going to ask you a question, and you're not allowed to answer with love.
All right.
The question is, and unless that truly is the answer, what are the characteristics that make someone an excellent wrestler?
Intimacy. No, I'm kidding. Totally kidding. You know what makes you? I guess the one thing that it takes to be. Thank you so much. The one thing that it takes to be a professional wrestler. I in my opinion, I mean, I did it for a couple of years on the indie level.
Right.
So that's kind of like being in a punk rock band where you play bars. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, just to explain a little bit, like there's pop music where there's touring bands that put out albums, and on big labels, and then there's bands that just, might cut a tape in their own house and play bars. Well, pro wrestling's the same way. There's these kind of bush leagues, these indie leagues, all over the country. There's hundreds of them, and I happen to be in one in upstate New York. And
Did you ever have it in your mind to get to the big leagues of wrestling?
Not
like
me.
WWF or
You know what?
WCW?
Not me. That's it's part of my personality and I think that's why I enjoyed it so much, because I wasn't shooting for something big. I
Right.
was like,
It was fun.
I like being the hometown hero. I felt like I was making it just being in the ring. I don't
Right.
care if it's a crowd of 1,000 or 1,500 as opposed to a big arena. I never had the desire to do a big arena. Same with being in indie rock bands and stuff. I'd rather be playing in a bar for 50 people than be playing at the Superdome or whatever. And so yeah, but the question of what it takes to be good at it, I think, is just to be able to have a cool head in this crazy violent situation. You know, and I mean, it's not truly violent because no one's trying to hurt each other.
Somewhere between stuntman and a real fight guy.
It's like kind of like being a stuntman, you know, and you got to like fall, you know, 15 feet out of the ring to the floor, and you have half a concussion, and you kind of pass out for a second. You wake up, and there's a big crowd of people and yelling, and you got to like, okay, now I have to do this. So, I guess being able to keep a cool head and really be a team player. I mean, because pro wrestlers are, you know, they're really looking out for each other in all that mayhem that's going on. And I got to say, when I did it, I really loved all the guys that I got to do it with.
So you're fighting like for the spectators, but really it's like a partnership, it's a collaboration.
Oh yeah. There was one guy. His name was Ian, and his wrestling name was Dick Nasty. And we had a bunch of matches.
I think
together.
I saw him in Austin. Yeah, there was a wrestling match in Austin. I think there was a Dick Nasty.
I hope he's still doing it. He was such a great guy. We did a bunch of crazy matches with barbed wire and hardcore. It was the 90s, so that stuff was popular.
Maybe not.
He doesn't look 41 at all.
He had a son or something.
Yeah.
There was another Dick Nasty.
But yeah, and we would beat the dickens out of each other, and we were actually really super close friends.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of true that if you get cold cocked or something, and then you hear, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean it. It never hurts as bad." You know, you actually accidentally get elbowed in the face, or somebody actually elbows in your face, like "Take that, motherfucker."
Yeah.
You know.
Well, my one little gimmick, you know, wrestling fans, you know, the internet was kind of coming around at that point.
Yeah.
It was like the beginning of the internet. So wrestling fans were smart. They didn't. I mean, you play some of these county fairs, you do have people that think it's real and everything. But
Right.
But the fans are smart. But what's gonna make them excited, especially if it was somebody I was gonna wrestle like several times coming up over the next few months, like Ian, I would throw him out of the ring, get him right up against, you know, the people in the seats. And I would call him by his real name and be like, "Fuck you, Ian, I'm sick of this." And I'd just punch him as hard as I can in the face. And then like walk out in the middle of the match and grab somebody and be like, "Push me back out there. Just get me back out there." Like I'm, you know, and then people would think like, "Oh, the characters don't just hate each other. They hate each other in real life."
Yeah.
You know, and
A whole other level of theatrics.
it's like an onion.
you peel back a layer, and it was more deception.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Same
more
amount of tears.
tears.
Yeah.
We got each other.
I got you, babe.
You guys are really connected right now.
Yeah, we are.
So, have you guys ever gone to the Renaissance Festival
Oh, yeah.
Once I did go.
up on
yeah.
the North Shore or whatever? But the jousting, I always imagine like the guys are like beating the crap out of each other.
It's the same thing. Jousting is the same thing. I had a regular customer down here for a while who was a jouster, and we would exchange stories, and it's pretty much. I have huge admiration for jousters.
This guy, that's
Yeah, actually,
That's
I
definitely
actually
the best part.
played a show at a Renaissance Festival with a Motown band. Did not make any sense at all.
Did you say Motown?
Motown band.
Nice.
I was playing bass for a Motown band
My girl.
at the Renaissance Festival. No one was there. There was like one person in the crowd. Yeah,
Dang.
I ate a big.
Bass player and a drummer, and they're both named Graham.
No, no. They're both male, though, right?
They are.
Yeah.
But do you play music at all?
Only in my mind.
Because if you came to this rehearsal, it'd be awesome.
Oh, that would be cool.
So just
I'll
say
come.
Graham over and over again.
I'll come watch. I can be your audience.
And my second words I need to exchange with you are a question, which is, should I be reading sponsor messages?
Yeah. What time is it? Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do the sponsors. Who wants to do the background music?
Why don't we have a little background music played while we
Can you play
read
some
the
beautiful
sponsors?
music on your nylon string guitar while I
Sure.
read the sponsors?
Something real pretty.
Something real pretty. Just like this.
Okay, would you like to read some of these messages as well? I'll read the first
I'd be happy
one.
to.
Can I do all these at once?
Yeah.
All right. This is the sponsor segment of our show.
I love copy. I love this.
It's time going to copy.
Coffee.
The other day when I did this show, I don't know who it was, someone told me that I read the copy better later, and it was when I paid attention to it, but I looked at the sheet instead of at you guys.
Oh, right, yeah.
I don't know who told me that, and that may or may not be true, but I'm going to look at the sheet now. Our happy hour sponsors today include Uber. You may have heard of them. You find yourselves a few drinks in and needing a ride home, Uber is the smartphone app that connects you with a ride at the tap of a button. Uber is safe, easy, and reliable. Request a ride at any time, and a car comes directly to you. Your driver knows exactly where to go, and payment is completely cashless. Wherever you're headed, count on Uber for a ride. No reservations are needed. That music's making me so relaxed now. If you've never tried Uber before, or if, say, like me, your wife has it on her phone but you don't, download the app and you enter Happy Hour NOLA in the promotions section of the app. You will get a free first ride for $20. When I saw that today, I said, I'm going to do that because that's a free Uber ride. We've got some more sponsors. Andrew's going to tell you about them.
Well, let's see what we got here, Rich. Looks like we're also sponsored by Basics Swim and Gym. A full range of fashion swimsuits, workout, and yoga clothes with style. Bikinis, my personal favorite. One piece, cover up. Everything you need for beach and poolside is at Basics Swim and Gym, right across from the lingerie store, Basics underneath on Magazine Street near Jefferson Avenue. Can I ask you, Graham, is it okay? It's got to be okay, right, for the guys to be in Victoria's Secret, but what do you have to be doing in Victoria's Secret to convince other women that you're there buying lingerie for your girl and not a creepster?
No, I get it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't.
You just...
I think you're a creep.
Andy's got this.
Oh, Andy's got this?
I think the least creepy thing that a man can do in Victoria's Secret is buy lingerie for himself.
Well said.
With confidence and just he accepts himself and he knows himself. He's like, I know that I'm a woman size 16 and I would like to try on some brassieres.
Well, of course.
And all judgment's going to drop.
And I'm only using Victoria's Secret, which is not a sponsor, as the common thing in our head. But really, where we should be going is Basics underneath to buy lingerie for ourselves.
I can make a personal testimonial.
Oh, all right.
For more than 10 years, every July I go to Basics underneath.
Yeah.
I purchase a pair of underpants for my wife.
Oh,
it's our tradition.
That's nice.
And I know
That is
Desiree
nice.
and Peggy Desiree and Peggy were both run the store. And they're lovely, lovely people. And in fact, one year I couldn't get to the store in time, and so a representative from the store delivered the underpants
Okay.
Wow.
to my house.
Can I just break in for a second? Rich, does your wife call them underpants as well?
But the reason I'm
guessing
saying
no.
underpants is I'm demonstrating what I do. I try and when I go to Basics, instead of drooling, I say things like underpants to make it kind of like ironic, like an ironic posture.
Which you
I
think?
don't notice that these are unbelievably hot pieces of clothing on gorgeous models, and it's
No. I'm just going to tell you, you sound creepy.
Oh, great! That's been my technique for 10 years.
Actually, the music behind that story made that story sound so
But for the record,
creepy.
you said Andrew was creepy too.
I'm pretty sure we could make it
George
creepier.
and Andy, if Graham calls y'all creepy by the end of this conversation, you know it's creepy. Maybe the fact that there's 4 dudes around this table and just one lovely woman, that's why we're coming.
Finally.
And we're all talking about underwear.
You'd think just
Thank
a
you,
few
Basics
guys.
underneath.
Yeah.
That's what I love about copy.
All right, we have one more sponsor. George, would you? By Hangover Destroyer, the only all-natural product medically proven to prevent a hangover. Go to Hangover Destroyer website, hdestroyer.com, write happy hour on the coupon code, and get 30% off Hangover Destroyer and seize the dawn. That's all our sponsors, y'all. We can talk amongst ourselves as we have done previously.
Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful dual sponsor music.
Really nice, yeah.
Hangover Destroyer, you're gonna feel good.
I spent about 5 years writing that one. Copy music. You know what you call that song, Graham? It's called Underpants.
Can I ask about the Basics, actually, for you guys who have been there? Is it actually basic, or is it kind of like the American Apparel vibe, where a lot of it tends to be, sexy in its clean line thing, but basic in its aesthetic, or is that just a name?
I don't know if Basics implies like simple utilitarian. It's everything.
Yeah, okay.
It's a really good store though.
Yeah,
Never been.
yeah. Well,
It's good.
it seems it seems I'm a friend of a friend. I know, I haven't been in there, but people vouch and seems, and
And right before I got lost in the rabbit hole of the Flanagan's Christmas videos, I saw you had made a joke about how you were best known for being Lori's partner,
Fiance.
When are y'all?
It's like a year and a half. We're gonna do it in December of 2017.
Nice.
So we
Here in the city.
Yeah. We're gonna do it at One Eye Jacks.
That's cool.
Nice.
And
It's a great band.
she proposed to me on February 29th.
Oh,
She did
cool.
that old tradition of
Leap day.
yeah,
Yes.
leap
When
day.
was our last February 29th?
This last one, yeah.
This last
And, yeah, she beat me to the punch. But it's a tradition that actually is based. Not that I'm 100% sure. I think it's based in Irish law. It's not still a law, but it was a law that on February 29th, a woman could propose to a man, and if he said no, he had to like buy her a silk dress or something like that.
I like it.
Yeah.
I feel like a rolling pin's involved and really big forearms. I don't know. I see a very, very strapping woman handling this situation.
Well, that's. I'm excited for your nuptials. Congrats in advance.
Oh, it's gonna be a blast. Yeah. We'll have a great one.
Will
Y'all,
there be a music component?
yeah, it's gonna be. It's actually gonna be a lot like a show. There's gonna be a lot of like drag and burlesque. We're kind of planning it. I mean, we're doing it One Eye Jacks on the stage, and we're kind of putting it together like you would a play. Yeah, I mean, I even have a whole like set in my head of how to do it, and
I saw a Rory Danger show there where they had a whole screen behind them, like a big. I guess it was LED. I don't know. It was incredible. It had that's a good effect.
oh yeah.
If your wedding budget
We're-
can afford it.
No, we're not going to do no screens, but I have this one. I'd have to draw it out, and I don't want to bore you with it. But yeah, we're going to have all our friends perform. Basically, we're going to come out, and then we'll be sitting on the stage in a couple of like thrones, and all our friends are going to come out and perform for us.
Oh, yeah.
And because we got so many,
It's like a roast, except nobody can say anything bad about it.
Yeah, it's like a roast in reverse.
A roast wedding would be fun. Actually.
That actually would be fun. Yeah, you should think about that.
Think about it.
Gears turning. But so when I was looking up Lori, and I saw she has a blog.
Yes, Sluts Unlimited.
And right, and I saw it was a sad post about. Does she still work at Ace Hotel?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
About a colleague that had. Well, there was two. She lost
Two in
colleagues,
one
right.
weekend. Yeah.
Oh man.
But anyhow, so I saw that post. I was reading a lot of her writing. It was very thoughtful. It made me think of a song. I was thinking about playing a little bit of that song right now for y'all.
Please,
Yeah, let's do it.
please do.
Please do, man.
Not rich.
Andrew, I need your help because it's a finger picky. I need your mic.
Oh, yeah.
This is a song just about the frequency with which you have to hear about sad things happening in our city. Somebody's mother, she's crying on the corner. Her dreams are lying on the ground. A trail of blood from one street to another. See it every day in this small town. Wouldn't you know? You can read all about it. Now the mayor's handing contracts, all his crooked partners. Read about it on the front page. Think that maybe we will drag him out from under. When somebody gonna take his place? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody home? Gonna figure it out. Anybody know what I'm talking about? It's just the news of the day. Hey, yeah, yeah. Read all about it. Yeah. Read all about it. Where did you go and what did you give? you miss. Something we lost and will never be found. I said it's something we lost and will never be found. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? And we're stuck in the middle of it, can't get out. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? It's just the news of the day. Hey, yeah, yeah. You read all about it. Better keep your head down. Last night while you were sleeping, some kid was shooting into a crowd. Oh no, anybody know just what I'm talking about? Stuck in the middle and we can't get out. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Just the news of the day. Hey, yeah, yeah. Oh no, anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Oh, stuck in the middle and we can't get out. Lose the day, lose the day, lose the day. Yeah.
Wow. Man.
I went serious.
Wow, that's an amazing song. It really, and let me tell you, I don't know if you know, Rich, I'm a criminal defense attorney in addition to doing this.
I knew, but I forgot.
Wow, that song.
You don't make all your money off this?
But that song kind of speaks to kind of my it's the word I'm looking for. It's a kind of a push pull with what I do, because business is good, you know, which is not so great, you know. It's just a beautiful.
That's a
song.
song you should write, Graham. Business is good, which is not so great. That's nice.
I can do that.
That is a good song.
I feel bad because those lyrics are not brand new, and so there's a mayor. The whole mayor verse is not really about any particular mayor.
But you know, no mayor can.
It's mayors in general.
Yeah, no mayor can deal with what's.
Yeah,
you know,
you
just
step
blood
in front of the
streets.
target, you know, when you get elected.
Mitch and I both went to Catholic University in Washington, D.C. He's a few years ahead of me, but so, he's a music theater guy, by the way.
Yes, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
He's
Beautiful
an excellent
voice.
singer.
Yep.
So my cousin, who probably, I don't know, Mitch is probably
Which is about 55, 6, 7.
not a decade older, but a little bit older. I have a cousin who was there with him at the same time. They did plays together, and just anyway. So yeah, I always like that connection. But anyhow, yeah. So that I saw that post. It was really beautiful what she wrote. It was really sad.
What was it? What
She's an amazing writer.
what happened at the
Explain the
Ace?
Well, one of her dear friends just passed away. I remember it was a Monday night, and we were actually supposed to meet her out, and she's not returning my texts or anything. And then the next day, found out that due to complications with her pregnancy, she passed away.
Oh no! Jeez, that
And
still
then-
happens.
And it's one of those, one in a million situations. And then also in the same weekend, another coworker of hers was I believe shot and killed.
Oh my God! Well, topical.
Yeah.
It's anyway. So she's there. She's working.
Oh yeah, she's still at the Ace. Yeah, and she wrote a very heartfelt piece, and it was she's an excellent writer.
I want to check out her blog. It's where can we find it? Do you know? Rich, do you know
I just Googled her name.
Yeah, I just Googled Lori, Lori.
Or
Tipton.
direct listeners to the New Orleans Happy Hour podcast archives and listen to the episode "My Shallow Vagina."
Yeah, that was a great
featuring
episode.
Lori Tipton, and she'll tell you all about it.
She's one of my
It's slutsunlimited.me,
What is it?
I believe. She's gonna kill me.
It's all right. We'll check. We'll
Sluts Unlimited dot something.
Yeah, I think it's slutsunlimited.me. I think is what it is. I think
I bet you if you Google Sluts Unlimited, you're gonna find it.
you'll probably will.
Well,
whatever.
you'll find a few Sluts Unlimited. But, yeah.
yeah, that's a. It's like
But
don't do an image search. You know.
I will say this: that I had, I totally. Let's completely changing channels, I just had a really great experience at the Ace. So my wife and I have 5 kids. I live uptown. We do a lot of kid life, and but my mother-in-law gave us a gift, and we went down to the Ace Hotel last Tuesday, stayed overnight, just partied our brains out for 24 hours. It was great.
It's such a great place.
They've
Yeah.
got like 3 restaurants in there, and then there's like 5 bars. Your room is a bar.
Wait, what?
Your room is great. You get a
Every
turntable
room
in
has
your
a bar?
room.
The rooms are completely stocked with all these like sort of half bottles of
Mini
all
bar.
these great.
Oh, yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
like not little
But-
minis. Like you spend $25, you get like
And a cocktail
half a
recipe
thing of
book.
Absolute-
Oh my
Yeah.
God,
And like
that's
a
great.
They got a
selection
giant
of bitters
fridge.
and
The fridge is, you open up the fridge.
that
Oh,
cool
sick.
vintage looking fridge.
Oh,
I am
hitters
yet
and
to
everything.
go. Yeah.
Jesus.
It is.
Oh,
it's-
yeah.
It's so fun.
And the lobby bar is a blast. They also have a venue in there. And then
Yeah.
there's Josephine Estelle, the restaurant,
Right.
which is another great bar. There's a bar on the roof.
All right.
And then you got Seaworthy
Yep.
to have some great Erstas.
So I'm the producer and I'm a guest today, but usually guests are people that I book. And I met your soon-to-be wife, Lori, at the lobby bar, and she made such an impression on me. I asked her to be on the show on the spot. She's really great. You're very lucky.
I
And
am.
Wilder is very lucky.
Oh, yeah. Wilder's a blast.
And as producer, you guys, I hate to do this.
Oh, come on.
We gotta wind it down. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
wrapping it
That's
up.
it.
huh?
Wrap it up,
Yeah,
guys.
An
It's been
hour?
so fun. Oh, it's been a little more than an hour.
A little more.
Yeah,
Read all
yeah,
this stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So let's let Rich
Yeah.
get to it.
I thought one down.
All right.
Skip all this stuff. Why don't we share it? Does everyone want to read a little bit?
Sure, pass it around.
All right, we'll go clockwise. Y'all, thanks for listening to the Happy Hour, the mostly all dude happy hour. Thank you, Graham, so much.
Thanks for the estrogen, Graham.
Who's around the table? Who was here? We have
George
Elizondo.
Elizondo, that's right.
We have Andy Overslaw,
Yes.
Andrew Duhan, and thank you so much, Rich Collins.
And Graham DePonte.
And that would be me.
Great. So our producer is Graham DePonte. Music director is Christian Unruh. Is it Unruh? Is how you say his name?
Nailed it.
Don't say Christian West. Christian Unruh. Technical director Thomas Walsh. Live feed directors are Asher Griffith and Grayson Jernigan. The theme music was written by and is being played currently by Margot Moss and the man who ate New Orleans, Ray Canada. Louisiana Eats with Poppy Tooker. And Milo's Music Parlor with Kim Vu. And the podcast about death, called Death the Podcast, with psychologist Dr. Arian Elfont. Question from the waiting room with psychiatrist Nick Pageau, and psych ward with Dr. Ross Shields. We got more.
You can also find other great Louisiana podcasts at itsacadiana.com and itsbatonrouge.la. Keep up with us on Facebook, Twitter, and a bunch of other time-sucking social media.
You can find photos from the show on itsneworleans.com and our Facebook page. Photos today are taken today by Ari. Thank you. Filling in for Allison Moon. If you listen to
Way
this
to
on
go,
your
Ari.
podcast app, thanks for subscribing. And if you would take a minute to take a minute to rate us,
Or
that
like us
will-
on-
like us and rate us. That'll help other people
That's
find
a great
us.
thing. Yeah, it's a good thing to do.
And
Thanks a lot for
On
listening.
iTunes.com or wherever you get
wherever
your
you
Nailed it.
get your podcast, recorded live today at Wayfair on Ferret Street in Uptown New Orleans. Happy Hours of production of INO Broadcasting. FirstNewOrleans.com for Grant Morris, who will be back next week, for Andrew Duhan, everybody around the table here at Wayfair and back at our offices at INO Broadcasting. I am Graham DePonte. This is Rich Collins, who's been sitting in for us. Thanks for joining us. Look forward to seeing you guys again on Happy Hour.
Thank you for having
Thanks
us.
a lot, guys. I had a
One-man
wonderful.
guest.
No problem.